Hey folks, this is Brian. Runequest. We got to play. We got to play tonight. Um, so we're doing session 40 now, which is also 27 of chapter 3. Anyway, I kind of planned on allowing the party to stay in Whitewall for another couple of weeks to give them an opportunity to do some more end of season phase stuff, specifically the occupation and cult skill rolls, that kind of thing. But they chose, let's go do it. We'll just come back in time for the next holy day, seasonal holy day for the party, which will be for Engrilar and Gleesy on day 16 of Dark Season. So day 2 of Dark Season, they take off, takes a couple days to get there, they make camp, spend the night. Next morning they go off and actually hit the Lost City where the temple is. And they go down. There's some discussion on who's carrying what, torches, lanterns, that kind of stuff. And they, come down the stairs. They go across the rope bridge, and as they come across the rope bridge, there's enough light reflection. They see there's somebody standing in front of the double doors that were there. Well, still are. And so this person sees them and is moving forward. They move forward. They engage in fight. Turns out to be a zombie. They start doing some knockback stuff, which was an interesting game mechanic. And we do some comments. If you watch the live play, it's in the description. Where I'm trying to think through some of the stuff in my head, because in, I believe it was Runequest 3, the Avalon Hill version, knockbacks were a special effect of crushing weapons, that kind of thing. Which I'm still toying with, and maybe we should actually do that. But the way the Runequest Glorantha rules are written, and Jeff, sorry, I'm still going to call it RQG. You make an attack roll with whatever kind of weapon it is. Your fist, your kick, your grapple, your shield, your sword. And I'm just not seeing a knockback from a melee weapon necessarily. I'm thinking we need to do a shield rush kind of thing. Knock him back kind of thing. And that's kind of what we decided during the play, is that it needs to be a shield. And while the rules say on a successful attack, you do the strength plus size versus size plus dex on the resistance roll table, but it doesn't say anything about parrying the attack. Now, I have not personally been shield rushed, but certainly if you're using a melee weapon to do a knockback, ping, knock the thing right out of the way. I can see that kind of thing happening. And so some discussion was, well, it says in a successful attack, which means you can parry, which makes the attack not successful. Okay, I'll buy off on that. But they do a couple knockbacks on this zombie, and they knock him back out up against the back wall, in fact. And there's some, maneuvering around, and in fact, the first knockback was unsuccessful, and the character attempting the knockback actually ended up tripping and falling, and so there's some scurrying around going on. They do some knockbacks, get him out of there, so they can maneuver around him and stuff. And combat goes on for like 3 or 4 rounds. When down the hallway from around the corner come 4 more zombies. And so these zombies, once I put them on the screen, I had a die sitting out there, so they knew something was going on. But once they got within, a round of engaging, I actually put tokens out there. And they move up. They end up putting one of the zombies down fairly quickly. A leg shot. I think it was an impale to the leg kind of thing, right? So he's down. And but he's on the ground still, hacking out at people. Another guy moves over, just kind of stands over him, hacking at people. Another guy moves up. He's at the corner, so he can attack anybody in the hallway, but people down the side hallway, he can't reach them because the corner's there. Vice versa is the same, right? Except I use 2 hex jabbing, it's a house rule, for spears. And so the guy in the narrow hallway, 2 hex jab across the corner to the hex beyond, 2 hex jab. So that's actually how the guy went down. The leg, pintail leg that happened was from one of those things. And there's some more moving around. They finally get that first guy down. Took forever for that to happen. These are zombies. They are tough. And a couple of them are decent for zombies. And plus, they're all armored up. I mean, they got large shields. They got the short swords. They got plate and heavy scale. So when the first zombie goes down, Arrestra moves over to take that spot and continues fighting. There's some more maneuvering around. There's a couple of slashes that occur. Engrilar goes down due to a slash, goes unconscious. Subutai moves up to take his place, standing over him kind of thing. Lars moves back to do some healing. While that's going on, though, Subutai gets a slash and goes down, goes unconscious. And Lars then heals Subutai. Wakes up. Oh, when Subutai goes down, that's enough to wake up Engrilar. So he's, what's going on? Grab his stuff. Oh, he's got a shield still. So he's able to parry his shield on that first round. I don't have an issue with that. But next round, grab his weapon and stand up. Get Subutai off him while that Lars grabs Subutai, heals him, drags him out. So we got 3 zombies, 1 down, 2 up. They're attacking any one of Engrilar or Arrestra because they're the 2 that are there. Lars he pulls Subutai out, heals him up, wakes him up, tells Engrilar to step back. So Engrilar does a round of defense to do a disengage. And so there's that center hex that's now open. They're waiting for zombies to walk in, or a zombie to walk in so they can kill him. I make some rolls. Zombie number 3, 2. Zombie number 2 steps in the middle, and he was going for Engrilar. That was his target. Engrilar goes that way, so he turns that way. So yeah, Subutai gets a side hex, and Restra technically gets a rear hex, but she has to change her intent because she was going to kill one of these other zombies. He's turning his back to me. Okay, I'm going to hit him instead. Flat shark ranks delay kind of thing, switching targets, that kind of crap. And so she's getting a rear attack on him on 12. So he's getting nailed from all over the place. He's one of the better zombies, so he's making a few rolls. The first zombie, the first zombie, the second zombie, because of losing an arm, having to pair with the sword and all that kind of stuff, end up short sword getting to -3 in its hit points. What else is going on? A couple of rounds of that, and that's where we actually end up having to stop because it was getting late. We're like 12:30 at this point. And so let's stop. So kind of a short one, like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. 3 hours the video, because we started kind of late. Plus, there's some discussion going on what to do. So we stopped mid-combat. That was the plan for them next time to try and finish these guys off. Oh, Arrestra did cast Shield 1 on the Circle of Protection sorcery spell that Lars has up. The way I envision that protection circle thing is that it gives an area effect for personal spells. They have consistently been throwing things like shimmer on it and coordination and that kind of thing. And that's how I've interpreted the spell. So is it overpowered? Yeah, maybe. It can be, that's for sure. If we're not careful, excuse me. But she was originally going to use the Shield 5 Matrix in the shield from the Orlanthe Temple. Now, I want to say the rules say you use your power times 5 to cast rune magic out of a matrix. I go, no, it's still the rune associated with that spell. This is an Orlanthe shield spell, so it's movement or air rune. Even though Restra, being a Babista Gore, has access to shield spells from death or earth, I believe. Or her the matrix is an Orlanthe matrix. So that's the rule I'm running with. Can it make things potentially not very powerful? Yeah. I mean, that's what she did initially. She had 30% with her air, I think it was. So she tried that, tried to cast the air, attack later the round, and after that she decided to do her own. Now somebody did bring up, do those rune points, can she use those rune points that are in the matrix to power her own spell? No, well, it's tied to that matrix. The matrix has those rune points in it. It's for that that matrix kind of thing. It's not, a rune point storage crystal. That would be something. I think that's everything that pretty much happened during the combat. It's kind of cool having a couple of slashes put a couple of guys out. Impale's putting people down. Well, zombies anyway. Zombies just taking damage, not going down. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Happy gaming.